Why do you like to be alive? I spent the first half of my adult life living on fast forward. I worked hard to get through college with almost no student debt. I worked 60+ hours when off from school and full-time with a full-time schedule. I grew up a have-not with uneducated parents and a single mom that broke her back so I could have opportunity. I put that on my shoulders and powered through. I studied business and finance, and now I own a business. The thing is, despite being proud of that time, I can hardly remember feeling happy. I can remember laughing with friends from college I swore at the time were my brothers, or being in the trance-like state of being young and in love, but not just genuinely feeling happy. I know I was at times, but I can't recall clearly because of all the work and travel and thrill chasing. When I was 24, my mom, who was the monolith of everything good about my identity, got small cell lung cancer and died within the year. You want to talk about a blur? I cared for her as she did hospice in our home, and I can remember the wild ride of trying to do everything I could to make her smile, then everything I could to make her comfortable, then everything I could to squeeze a life's worth of life lessons into a week, to finally hoping with all my heart that she wasn't in pain as she laid there unable to respond to anything. If you want to talk about a hard stop to a breakneck life, then losing your beacon in the storm is it. At the end, I remember telling her I'd make her proud. That I'd do something with my education and make a name for myself. She said, "I'll be proud of you either way." God, just typing that wrenches my gut now a decade later. One day I was pushing her on a wheelchair to this ice cream shop we had been to countless times in my childhood. It was less than a block away. She had me stop. I was confused. She told me she just wanted to close her eyes and feel the sun and listen to the robins. She told me that whenever the sunshine warmed my face that she'd be holding my face in her hands. When she finally let go, her funeral was the real shock to the system. Not because she was actually gone, but because of the sheer number of souls at the funeral that I had never met. My mom and dad adopted me in their 30s. I met countless people from before that time that my mom had touched. She helped so many people get through school, leave abusive partners, kick drug habits, raise their kids, and the list goes on. It was a real eye-opener. She never had much money in her whole life. She had a long career in medical billing at the end. She didn't win the rat race per se, but she resonated so beautifully with so many people. That's what being alive is fucking about, my friends. Being present for yourself, and for others, and resonating beyond today in ways that are important. I think about all of the mistakes I made as a young adult. Being brash and insensitive, being naive and loud with my opinions, crossing the line of consent and autonomy in many ways with a lot of people, saying I didn't have time for the people I could see were struggling, taking advantage of people and angling all the time to get ahead, which growing up in poverty is sort of a byproduct of survival and hard to shake, and also just not being there. I mean, like autopilot life despite all of the rich things in life around me. If you read this far, just know this. I get up every morning and close my eyes and just listen. I take a minute and think about what a privilege it is to be able to take in even the mostly silent stimuli of an empty room. If my cat decides to sleep at my feet, I listen for her little kitty breath or watch her lungs fill up and rise and fall and think about whether she knows how much I love her. I have a cup of coffee and I really taste it. I think about the crazy process it goes through to even be a bean, much less be in a cup, warming my soul and opening my eyes. I have a busy schedule, no doubt, and I have a flood of stimuli barrages every day, but I spend so much time listening to the robins. I people watch like crazy. I take the time to match smiles sent my way. I don't let someone I think is in pain pass by unnoticed, and I try to get know people's paths that lead to who they are now when they wrong me, because understanding that much about someone gives you peace even if it doesn't excuse what they do. I have a rule of taking 10. Take 10 seconds to calm down, take in, consider, feel, etc. 10 seconds to ask a question. 10 seconds to Google something you're curious about. 10 seconds to see just how rich everything is in this crazy beautiful existence. I can't stress enough how much better I feel every day, and I close my eyes in the sunshine for mom every chance I get. There's a lot of places I still want to go, books I want to read, movies I want to see. Even if I don't get to experience it all before I die, I like the anticipation of it all. I haven't tried all the restaurants in my area, and it actually has been a good motivator to cherish the whole life thing. I hold a terrible secret. There's a skeleton inside of me. So if I die it will be released. It is a burden I must bear, to protect the world from skeletons. I'm terminally ill, and the closer I've gotten to death the more I've just sat back and watched nature, genuinely stopping to smell the roses. It's the little things in life that make life worth living. The family of birds in a nearby tree communicating with each other. The dog you wake up every morning to and can't wait to see you and be around you. I even oddly lyle watching the trees rustle on a windy day. Watching my fish swim around their aquarium. Valuing the time and memories I make with my wife and friends. People that say life isn't worth living need to try their very best to smell the roses, watch the sunrise or sunset. I know sometimes life really can get us down in the dumps, but life is truly beautiful. Edit, just woke up and checked all the notifications. Thank you everyone for the awards and the very nice words. It's very humbling to get so many beautiful responses. I've done my best to read and like as many as possible. One comment I noticed is about how close to death we come. My fate was luckily decided by my oncologist. I was in ICU last year. I was septic and I had a superbug the doctors couldn't get on top of. My kidney had completely stopped and I only have one kidney. Fortunately, when the ICU had the various teams come together to decide whether to continue or let me go, my oncologist demanded they continue to treat me because I'm young, 29, and my heart and lungs are in good shape. I'm still here to this day, so I owe it all to that man who's saved my life multiple times. I've sat with my wife and cried, told her I was ready to go, and laid patiently with my eyes closed ready to be taken away. It just didn't happen. Since that moment I've done my absolute best to enjoy the little moments in life that we easily brush past and let go unnoticed when we are busy and living a healthy normal life. I'll try to individually reply to comments where I can. Thank you everyone. I have a friend that's going through some tough times, so I like to check up on him every day and encourage him. I like having connection with other humans. It is the only thing that feels worth it to me, but it's also the thing I don't like about being alive. Occasional serotonin. It hits me every once in a while. Also garlic bread. I keep hoping something worth living for will happen to me. To enjoy and experience things that make me truly happy while I still can. There's always opportunity to enjoy life, even if it doesn't seem like it, and I'm glad I learned that rather than giving up. It's not necessarily that I like to be alive now, but the nature of life as a constant ebb and flow of thrills and disappointments implies a coming wave of joy sooner or later. I fought for it and got it back. Stood on a bridge in December, but family and therapy got me back on track. There are still a lot of lost emotions and confusion within me, but my therapist and me are working on it. Donuts and dogs. Every time I accomplish something, or finish an assignment, I just feel so fucking proud of myself. I feel so lucky to be alive and in the place in the world I have. Pretty sure no one will find this comment, but hey, today was a good day for me. I just got my first electric piano and I'm eager to learn this instrument. Now that is a reason to be alive. Music. I wanna master this thing before I go. If you like the content, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the like button.